What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and today I'm bringing you the first out of the two new green archetypes from the first Zenkai set, King Piccolo. I'm so excited about this one. This one is insane. But before we begin this video, two things. First off, we have an ongoing giveaway for 700 subs. Link is in the description below. Second, now we're on the road to 1000 subs, and when we hit them, we'll give away 2 booster boxes. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Now, roll the video. We're doing something a bit different this time around. So for each archetype, we'll be doing 2 videos, so that the videos aren't too long. On the first video, we'll be talking about the archetype breakdown, and on the second video coming out next day, we'll be talking about gameplay. This way I can provide you, with the full coverage while avoiding like 30 plus minute videos. Archetype breakdown. So this deck is extremely aggressive. It's insanely aggressive. And it has a lot of free play. Just like Swarm's battle cards using Leader's ability, and then they buff each other and they just like hit you. There's so many free play. Like someone at Bandai mistook this deck for like black. Because there's so much free play in this deck, it's insane. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be like probably one of the most aggressive archetypes that Green has had in the last couple of years. Here is the leader. On front side, he is King Piccolo. Auto, you add 1 card from your life to your hand, and then when he attacks, you get to draw 1, and you get to play one of your Demon Clan battle cards with a cost 2 and 10k power from your hand. So he self-awakens, he draws 1 on attack, and he plays a guy for free. This is amazing. This is very, very good. To awaken, you need to be at 4 lives or less, and you need to have 3 or more Demon Clan battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or more in play, and then you draw 1, you ready 1, and you switch him to the awakened side. On the awakened side, he is King Piccolo, fair and balanced. So, King Piccolo World Conquest awaits. First off, permanent gives protection to everything. Permanent, when one of your Namekians or Demon Clan cards would be KO'd by an opponent's skill, you get to take one of your Demon Clan cards from your Z energy and put it into a drop instead. There is no limit on how many times per turn you can do this. As long as you have Demon Clans in your Z energy, you can just keep on protecting your key pieces. Insane. Absolutely insane. Auto, when he attacks, you draw 1, then play up to 1 Piccolo Jr. or Demon Clan card, both green, and with an energy cost of 3 or less and 15k power or less from your hand. And he's a 15k leader. So he has a bit more freedom on what he plays from his hand. He gives your entire board protection, he plays dudes for free, he draws cards. It's insane. This leader is crazy, crazy good. As if the deck wasn't crazy enough, we also got a Zenkai leader. So Piccolo Jr. Vengeful Awakening. Z-Awaken, when your life is 2 or less and there are 1 or more King Piccolo cards in your drop area. Well, yeah, the problem is, it goes on Green Piccolo or Green Piccolo Jr. So, there's some options, but the problem is 2 lives or less. This is a very, very late awakening, so yeah, that's a bit problematic. But he has 2 very good permanents. Permanent, first one, your green Namekians and green Demon Clan cards get plus 5k power. He counts himself, so he's 20k baseline. Also permanent, if a King Piccolo card is in your Z energy, this card gets plus 5k and critical. On your turn, he is 25k critical leader. That's crazy. That's super, super powerful. And activate main is you play up to 1 green Demon Clan with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So it's, basically similar to the awakened one. The only problem is you don't draw. But honestly, if you're Z awakening into this guy, you're doing this on your turn. This is not a defensive Z awakening. And second, that's probably the turn when you're going for game. You just buff your entire board, you slam this guy, you go for the game, and that's basically it. Insane. Insanely offensive Z leader. Now we have the Unison, and this is more of a generic Unison. It isn't archetype locked, but it's amazing. It's a 2-cost Piccolo Guardian of Earth. It's a 2-cost green Unison, 15k, that draws a card on +1. That's awesome. Like, that's something that green really needed, a Unison, which is good and which just has an effect like draw. Awesome. But his auto is where like the real power comes in. Auto once per turn, if you have one or more Z energy, whenever an opponent's battle card is KO'd, this card gets +5k for the turn. Now, just to make this super clear, it's extremely easy to KO stuff in green. It's extremely easy to KO stuff on your turn, on your opponent's turn. You have, this deck alone has 2 Demon Clan cards, which KO things when they enter. You have Charismatic Villain, which KO stuff. You have Dormant Potential, which can KO stuff. You have so many ways of KOing stuff, like on your turn and on your opponent's turn. So most of the time, this guy is 20k guy. And he has -1 active main if you really want to go for the game. This card gains dual attack for the turn. So he can become 20k dual attacker for 2 energy if you've also removed something. Insane. Very, very insane. Let's go over Demon Clan cards. I'm so excited. So, first, 1-drops. Keep in mind, because these are 1-drops, you cannot cheat them out with your Unawakened Leader's auto. So you need to play these guys. First off, you have Piano. Piano is a tutor. When he's played, you look at top 5, you grab one Unmaking or Demon Clan, both green and with energy cost of 4 or less. That's fine, all of them are 4 or less. Or one green Unison with a specified cost of 2. We have just seen this one. And you put them to your hand, you shuffle your deck. He's a tutor, that's fine. Where real power comes in is King Piccolo Seal Undone. So, after all the nonsense that Piano caused in Red King Piccolo, someone in Bandai looked at it and said like, you know what? We need this guy in the deck. So, here's what this guy does. First off, he has Barrier. Extremely important. 2 autos. First one, if you have a Demon Clan card in your battle area when he's played, you draw 1. Fine. Auto limit 1. If your leader is a Green King Piccolo card, of course, when you play a green Demon Clan card with an energy cost of 2 or more, using a skill, what you do with your leader, you draw 1 and add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. So this is your extra draw engine, which just sits there with Barrier. And every turn you play something for free, then you get to draw 1. I mean, if you want a very early awakening, you also get to take lives as well. Super, super good card. Like this is going to be terrifying. But first we need to look at the 2-drops as well. We have the 2-drops. Man, Tambourine, Demonic Subordinate. This is like, listen, auto you pay 1 green, when you play him you draw 1. Doesn't really matter, you are going to cheat him in, like if you don't have any other options then yeah you get to draw 1, this is much better in the late game. But, second auto. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So this is, if you're doing this pro leader, this is essentially your free 10k guy who KOs something and triggers your Unisons once per turn to get plus 5k. Stupid good. But where I believe the real power comes in, and we'll go over this in more detail tomorrow, Chambal, Demonic Subordinate Dragon Guy. Auto. When this card attacks, choose up 2 Demon Clan cards in your battle area and they get plus 5k for the turn. He can target himself. He can make himself 15k for the duration of the turn. Auto for 1 energy. If your leader is a King Piccolo card, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to one of your leaders and it gets double strike for the battle. That's fine. That's okay. The real power is in the first auto. Now let's look at the last cards, the free drops. Finally, we have the free drops. So we have Drum, Demonic Subordinate. This guy is your other removal piece. Blocker, when you play him, you choose something in KO with not ignoring barrier. So he's like a bigger tambourine, you know, he just KO something. That's it. When he is placed in a drop area from Z energy, he is removed from the game. Activate battle limit 1. If your leader is a Green King Piccolo or Piccolo Jr. with an original power of 15k. Okay, to briefly explain this. This means that this works only with your Awakened leader and with your Z leader. That's why it says original power of 15k. Because even if your leader makes himself 20k, his original power is still 15. So it works with the Z leader. Use this card in a combo from your drop. At the end of the battle, send him to your Warp. So yeah, there is some protection built here. I mean, protection from looping this guy, basically. But it's a very, very good card, especially when you consider that you can just cheat him out for free. On the other side, we have Piccolo Jr. Vengeance Reborn. Barrier. Extremely important that this guy has barrier. I'll talk about this very soon. Counter attack limit 1. If your leader is a Green King Piccolo or Green Piccolo Jr., so works with Awakened and Z leader. Negate the attack and play this card. Permanent. When your life is at 3 or less and you have a King Piccolo or Demon Clan card, both green and with an energy cost of 2 or more, in your battle area, you can activate this card's counter skill from hand without paying its energy cost. This is basically, you know, it's a free counter. It's a guy who, yeah, he negates one attack and plays himself, but he is here for something else. This is why this guy exists. Okay, this might look like a bit of a curveball. So the reason why you're playing the free drop, why is it so important, is because you can actually play the super rare Piccolo Jr. Fated Rival. Now, on first glance, you might read his activate mail limit 1. I'm not gonna read it because it's completely unimportant. And like, you would think like, yeah, Son Goku Fated Rival, this is, you know, for Master Roshi deck, but you can actually play him in this deck as well, because he has Evolve 2 on Piccolo Jr. with a cost 3 or more. That is your barrier guy. So you set this guy up, you counter the attack, you place this little dude down, he has barrier, he's super difficult to remove, and then like next turn you pay 2 and you play this guy. Crazy. And if you have your Z leader, he's a 30k guy. It's very good, but it gets better. Dual attack. Auto. If your leader is green, which it is, when this card attacks, your opponent discards one card from their hand. He attacks twice. This triggers even if your opponent counters the attack. It's basically like the when your leader attacks, draw one. So if his attack gets countered, you at least ripped one from their hand. Very, very good boss monster, like insane boss monster. But it's not the boss monster of this engine. This is the boss monster that was intended for this archetype. King Piccolo Newly Youthful Conqueror. Evolve 1 on King Piccolo. Doesn't matter. Probably not gonna use it ever. Auto limit 1 for 1 green. If your leader is a Green King Piccolo and you have 2 or more energy. When you play a Demon Clan card using a skill, play this card from your hand. Essentially saying, whenever you use your leader's auto, play this guy for 1. Awesome! Awesome! Doesn't have unique. Amazing! Auto limit 1. When this guy attacks, you switch him back to active mode, so he's essentially a dual attacker, and you choose 2 Demon Clan cards in your battle area and you give them plus 5k for the turn. How strong is this? Well, we'll go over it in more details tomorrow, but remember, this isn't the only Demon Clan / Namekian guy who does this. The Dragon Guy Demon Clan dude also has the same effect, except when he attacks. So you have 2 guys who buff your board for 5k for the duration of the turn. That's insane. Plus, this guy has protection because he's Namekian. Your leader can protect him from being removed by skills. Not only him, the other boss monster, the Piccolo one who rips cards from hands, also gets protected by your leaders permanent. Wow. Like, this is strong. This is so strong. I'm so excited for this deck. Final thoughts. I love this archetype. Man, like, King Piccolo is really back in style, man. Like, this guy is insane. Insane. So, he's extremely aggressive. Like you saw, he has a lot of free play because he can play stuff for free so consistently and draw so much. He has amazing recovery options. Yeah, you get to wipe his board if you get through his defenses, and then next turn he just plays stuff for free again. He's insanely good. And I think that I'm not sold on the other green archetype, but I think that this one might actually end up being meta relevant when the first Zenkai set comes out. I really think that this guy is going to, shake the meta a bit. It's going to see some very prominent play, at least in the early days of the new Zenkai series. But we also need to see, will it get any promos? Because I'm still holding out for at least one more free drop for this deck so that you can cheat out something that isn't just, drum or negate. Like, at least one more option and will be perfect. That's it for the video. Let me know, what do you think of this archetype? Will you be playing this deck? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of your comments. I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. Keep in mind, we currently have an ongoing giveaway. You can participate in it to win 2 copies of any combination of the newest Zenkai starter decks shipped globally. So if that's something that you're interested in, link is in the description below. Also, now we're on our way to 1000 subs. So yeah, let's do this. If we do that this year, I'm giving away 2 booster boxes. Awesome. And finally, if you want to play in the first event in the world where these cards will be legal, tickets for Zenkai Showdown are available right now. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.